Well, welcome, welcome, welcome. It's Mickey and Jen. I think Mickey is having some technical difficulties. Um, with his computer, we love technology, don't we? But only when it acts the way we want it to act. So, thank you for joining us today. Mickey, can you hear me?
All right, we got the technical difficulties sorted out. Awesome. Happy Tuesday. Thanks for joining us. We're back for season 2. So we had a couple of episodes last season, and I think it was so popular. We're back by popular demand, and back with Digital Marketing Network, talking about everything digital marketing, talking about things go high level, AI and automation. How's it going? How you doing, Jennifer J?
I am doing absolutely fabulous. Fabulous. How are you?
I am good. I am good. So I'm super excited to be back in the mix. So we're going to do this second stretch. We've got the summertime season. We'll be back starting this week, Memorial Day week. And then we've got a series of episodes going until Labor Day. So going to do the summertime stretch, as they say. So I'm excited about all the stuff that we're talking about. I'm excited about sort of digging in from a 101 level. And I know last we talked a lot of methodologies and techniques and technologies, but wanted to kind of start at the basics because I think a lot of people got lost in the sauce. And we kind of glazed over a lot of the basics. So, super interested in getting into the basic 101s of digital marketing and kind of talking about everything from the ground up. Um, so, everybody has their definition. Maybe it's easier to just start out with the definition of what is digital marketing. So, from your perspective, Jen, what do you think? What would you? How would you define digital marketing specifically?
Yeah, sure, Mickey. So, in my perspective, in Jen's words, right? It's any marketing or advertising that you do on a digital medium. So, a lot of times we always think of digital marketing as social media, but that's just one channel that you can market on. When you look at digital, that can be radio, it could be TV, it could be on your phone inside of games. Like I know companies who do in-game advertising for their customers. So when we look at digital marketing, to me it means anything that can be viewed on a digital device.
That's a good way to put it. And I like how you talked about a lot of platforms that we don't think of, specifically TV, how smart TVs integrate digital advertising because, like, your TV screen is now like a computer nowadays, but also even things about gaming. Because people, whether it be the music placements, product placements, there's a lot of opportunities in games, especially not even the hardcore games, but the casual games. So, like the solitaires and the word games where you'll see little advertising at the bottom. You can actually get placement for those through like Google AdSense and different platforms that'll allow you to have reach into those sorts of environments where people don't realize those sorts of opportunities are available. And I like how you talked about just anything in this digital space. One of the things that's the big, well, two things I think are the big distinguishing factors between traditional and digital that I'd like your opinion on. Number one, the reach. So, say for instance, newspaper or magazines. Like I started out in newspapers and magazines many years ago. Um, but those, if they're not online, are limited in geographic space. Like if you've got a local paper, you can't really have that exponential reach, but also cost because traditional, whether it be billboards, newspapers, whatever, there's a print cost associated to it that's not always the case with digital. What are your thoughts on some of the benefits of digital in these days?
So for me, it's all about strategy, it's all about intent and who are you seeking to find. So it you mentioned, sometimes people aren't on digital. There are still people who are not on digital, right? And so me as a tech person, you would think that I'm all over digital, I'm all over social media, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. No, I advertise my business on there, but I'm not there per se. That's not where you're going to catch me. You probably would catch me better by mailing something to my business, right? Or sending me an email with a subject line that speaking to what I'm looking for at the moment. Because we have moments when we're looking for things, right? When someone first moves into a house, they're looking for furniture, they're looking for accessories, they're looking. I really feel like the impact of it has everything to do with what you're trying to accomplish and who you're trying to reach, because both can be both beneficial to the business, whether it's print or whether it's digital. It just really depends on who you're trying to reach and where they are.
So, quick question. So, let's imagine it, and it's a good thing to point out that there's certain people who aren't in the digital space yet.
Mhm.
So, if somebody had a business, and let's say, it's like Joe's Auto, or even an accountant who typically didn't do digital marketing and they're starting at zero, is there any one or two or even three things that someone starting from absolute zero could do to really move the needle for their business?
Yeah, for sure. Awareness. Awareness is key. So, it's funny we're on this because I'm recording a presentation as soon as we get done, and it speaks to this, which is making sure people are aware that you're there and that you're the solution to the problem that they're looking for. And so in order to do that, there are a lot of things. I actually break it down in that video, and no, this is not a handoff because Mickey didn't know anything about it. But I break down those strategies, which one of which is kind of what we're doing right now. So we're creating a platform for ourselves to talk about the things that we want to talk about, to let people know that we have the solution to your problem because this is the area we're knowledgeable in. So it's the awareness factor. If you're zero, I'm going to talk about email marketing, building your email list so you have someone to market to. Because although I may not be on social media, I know if I'm looking for a certain thing, I'm going to look through my email for the person's email and say, oh, they told me how exactly to set up my email list. Let me go back to this email Jennifer sent because now that's where I'm at. And let me step by step go and set up my email list. And then once you get to your the point where they're ready for you, now you're the option they're thinking of. They don't know when you reach out how many people are on your list. They don't know you're starting from 0 to 100. So own your space, own what you know, and start talking about it. That's the most cost effective thing, is to talk about it, whether it's a blog, whether it's a get on video. Most people are scared of video. I was too. But you get over it. Get on video and start talking about it. If you don't want to go live, record the video on your phone and then upload it. So it's just different ways that we can get started. Also, we don't know the networking piece where you can go out here and meet people, right? And start talking about what you do. That's going to make you have to go digital, because after you network what do you have to do? You had to go, you
Email.
had to send an email, right? So you're going to eventually migrate, but in today's society, everybody should be digital because that's what most people are doing. We're on our phones, we're using our phones, we're trying to make our lives easier for us. So it's just easy for you to insert yourself into where we are.
I like that. I like that, and I like that whole the aspect of creating an email list. I think you reiterated the value of it, even talking about if you were to go to a real world event, coming out of that, you have to follow up digitally, whether it be, email or following that person on social media. If you're not present on those channels, there's no way for you to kind of close the loop. So I think that's a perfect place to start, is that email list. And so I know at Network we have the CRM, and we actually do it in collaboration with Go High Level. What would you say is that a good place for people to start, or are there any particular tools that are good for people to start if they're starting at one?
Yeah, I'm always gonna opt for the strategy first and then the system. But when you are ready for the system, yeah, you could start there because you can start at a level that will help you work up to where you need to go. Right. We always look at one thing I think we fail as business owners at is when we first start, we're always looking at the price of things, not the benefit. So we look at the price first and then we think about the benefit. And I think we need to switch our thinking and say, okay, this is the price, but the benefit is this. And so I know there may be some people thinking, like, well, how am I going to pay for it? You're going to figure it out. You figure out every other part of your life. So if you want it, you're going to figure it out. I remember when I was leaving my 9 to 5 to run my business full time. And what I did was I'm like, look, if it get rough, I signed up for Lyft, I signed up for DoorDash, signed up for Uber Eats because the reality is you can go out here and run one day on any of those platforms and pay for your software purchase for the month. I mean, it's just reality. We have to be serious in our business and do what it takes to be able to make it successful. So yes, I would definitely start with high level because you could start wherever you are. If you just need to create an email list and manage an email list, you could do that. But everything else is there as you need it. People try to go into it and use everything. No, if you're just using email, just use email and build your list. This is all I'm gonna do. Oh, okay, wait a minute. I need to make a landing page real quick. Make you a little landing page, but you have it. And you can
Gotcha.
start in at the basic level of $97 a month.
That is a good point in terms of starting out in a platform that can accommodate your growth versus starting out where it may be less expensive, but you're eventually going to have to leave it because it doesn't have all the built-in features that you're looking for. That's a
Mm,
really, really good point. So, in terms of strategy, because you talk about strategy, are
mhm.
there anything one like systems or one, two, three sort of checklist things that people can do to kind of think about their strategy when they're starting out?
Yeah, sure. So, um, I suspect we're talking to people who already have proof of concept. So,
Yes.
if they have proof of concept, it's always list building because we always need to capture people's information, right? We always need to capture your name, your email, and your phone number because you're interested. Not because we just want to list the leads. We want to list the leads that's interested in what we have to offer, no matter where they are in their buying journey. We want to make sure we have a list of people that we can market to no matter what happens. So a lot of times we depend on the social media platforms to market. And we know technology is going to do what it do, right? It just is. But if you have their email and you have their phone number, you can always circumvent those things by sending them direct messaging to their devices, so that even if social media is down, you're still able to connect with them. I feel like that should be your number one strategy, whatever that is. We do have different tools inside of Go High Level that'll make that easier. As far as strategy wise, even on social media, if that's your strategy, then there's tools for that strategy which will allow you to be able to capture people's name, email, and phone number and get them off of social media. You can still engage with them there, but at least you have them in your CRM system so you can send direct messaging to them. So my strategy would be to start list building always first. And I didn't do that.
Awesome. Sometimes you have to live and learn the hard
Yeah.
way, they say.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that's an important part. Now, it's almost one of those situations where you come full circle back to the email and that importance of that channel. So I will again reiterate the importance of the email list, just because the algorithm does what it does and it's not always in your favor. But your email list is a property that you're always going to own no matter what happens to Facebook or Instagram. So with that, we'll be back tomorrow. I think that's about our time today, but we'll be back tomorrow and picking up on the same topic. We'll be back on digital marketing, talk about go high level features and different strategies to make your business a success. Awesome. Any parting words?
No, no,
All
no.
right.
Just have an automated day.
Boom. Have an automated day. We'll see you tomorrow. Cheers, people.